Okay guys, here we go. Happily Average Racer here. We're going to have a go in RaceRoom today, something different and long-awaited release of their 2022 Formula 1 car, which is the Formula RaceRoom X-22. So we're going to go for a Ferrari-looking livery here that I just purchased before, and we're going to race at Spa from last weekend's Grand Prix weekend, because we've done a fair few laps in both the RSS Formula Hybrid and the VRC Formula Alpha on Assetto Corsa, so we get a little bit of a comparison between how they drive. So let's fire up and see what we've got. I have loaded up a little bit of a setup just before this video and got all the button maps worked out in terms of the DRS and the overtake button and the MGHU change facility in the car. You can change the regeneration and the deployment of the stored electrical energy. Pretty much left it all at stock because I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but we're just going to do a few laps and see how it feels. Alright, here we are in the Formula RaceRoom X-22. So we've got in the bottom right hand corner there, the battery overtaking DRS functions, which are mapped to the... So here we are inside the FX22. So let's start it up. In the bottom right hand corner there, we've got our battery percentage overtaking DRS, which are mapped to the buttons up on the Fanatec V2.5 wheel, and can change the MGU deployment rate with our little toggle button up here. So I'll just leave it on auto for the moment. Still not totally confident with the braking setup on the RaceRoom in the options menu, so in terms of the braking sensitivity option, seems to be something you have to sort of turn up a little bit to get a bit better braking performance. Although I have just turned it down just a smidgen for this car, I think we're going to lock up the brakes fairly easily. First thing to point out is RaceRoom is not the best looking game graphically. There's certainly a lot of better looking sims out there, but it is running on an older DirectX engine. But much in the mould of R-Factor 2, for me it's not how it looks, it's how it drives, and this game always drives fantastic. It's just a shame that it's not very well utilised here in Australia, unless you're part of an organised league. There's very few online lobbies to join when you jump on. Which is a real shame because it's such a good drive. Of course, RaceRoom is a little bit like iRacing in terms of its model of buying cars and tracks. I think about 12 months ago I just bought the entire package, which is probably around about $100 Australian for all the cars and tracks at that time. I've just added little bits and pieces as I've gone along. Car certainly has plenty of aero that you'd expect from these current era cars. After Eau Rouge, the wheel loads up nicely. You can take it flat out like they pretty much do in real life. For the DRS. Be careful on the curves, of course. All these cars will get very twitchy if you do that. Sounds pretty good, this car, I think. Not that these current gen F1 cars sound good, it's all relative. Certainly compared to what I grew up with the screaming turbo V6s of the 80s and the V8, V10, V12 era after that. These don't sound great compared to them, but they probably made them sound as good as they possibly can at this stage. I think RaceRoom's done a good job here of replicating some of the sounds. Sounds great off throttle, has that nice little burble pop to it. Overtake button this time. With lots of feedback through the wheel. A little bit understeer on the setup, that's something we're going to dial out with a little bit of time. Feels nice on the brakes, really get nice little bit of trail braking. Lots of aero. This corner's just, you know, no effort required. It's phenomenal how these cars take these corners. Like I was expecting that. Feel that coming, brake a little bit too late. And off. Wonderful old school circuit. A couple of banked areas like the first corner there, some lovely twisty sections. And of course some corners that just get eaten alive in these cars, like this little section here. The aero on these guys, it's just absolutely nothing to them. Hard to see some of the apexes in a single monitor, but we'll do our best.